Dear human, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Today we dive into a question as deep as it is familiar: time. We live our lives by the rhythm of ticking clocks, morning, afternoon, evening, moments slipping forward, so certain, so familiar. But what if it's all an illusion? What if the now is just a story your brain tells you, and time as you know it never truly existed at all? Intrigued? Follow me on this journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join me as we unravel the mysteries of this fantastic world. Let's start with the big picture. What does physics say about time? In classical Newtonian physics, time was absolute, like a cosmic metronome ticking the same for everyone, everywhere. But Einstein shattered that idea with special relativity. Time and space are not separate. They form a four-dimensional fabric called spacetime. Events that seem simultaneous to you may not be simultaneous to someone moving at a different speed. Time dilates. A moving clock ticks slower relative to a stationary observer. Even gravity affects time. In general relativity, time runs slower in stronger gravitational fields, a fact proven by comparing atomic clocks on Earth and in orbit. So, your now is not the same as mine. Time is personal, local, and dynamic. Neuroscientists have shown that what we call now isn't a single moment. It's a constructed window, around 2 to 3 seconds long, within which the brain binds events together to create a sense of continuity. Your consciousness is always slightly delayed. Signals from your eyes, ears, and skin arrive at different speeds. The brain waits, integrates, and edits, before presenting you with an artificial version of the present. So what we feel as now is actually a stitched illusion. These discoveries gave rise to the block universe theory, also known as the eternalism model. The universe is a static four-dimensional structure. Past, present, and future all exist simultaneously, like different locations in space. You don't move through time, instead your conscious experience shifts its attention through the block, one moment at a time. From this view, the future is already there, waiting, just like a mountain exists whether or not you're climbing it. Yet, if all time exists at once, where's the flow? Physics has no equation that describes a moving present. The laws are time-symmetric. They work just as well backward as forward. So, the passage of time, our sense of moving from past to future, is likely a biological illusion, not a fundamental aspect of reality. But if the future already exists, does that mean it's fixed, or can we influence it? Quantum mechanics offers a new twist. Unlike classical physics, where future outcomes are predictable, quantum events are probabilistic. A particle doesn't have a definite position or state until it's measured. It exists in a superposition of possibilities. The famous double-slit experiment shows how observation collapses a quantum system into one outcome. In the quantum world, the future is not written, it's calculated as a range of probabilities. One way to make sense of quantum randomness is through the many worlds interpretation. Every possible outcome actually happens in a parallel branch of the universe. When you flip a coin, one sees heads, another sees tails. The universe splits at every quantum event, creating a vast, possibly infinite multiverse. So in this view, the future is not singular but plural. All possible futures already exist. What feels like choice may be your path through the multiverse. If true, you're not just living one life. You're living all of them, just in different universes. If the future already exists in a block universe, or if all futures exist in a multiverse, do our choices even matter? In a deterministic universe, as suggested by relativity, every event is the inevitable result of prior causes. Your thoughts, decisions, and actions are all consequences of the state of atoms in your brain. In this model, free will seems like an illusion. You're simply playing out a script. But this leads to a troubling implication. If everything is predetermined, why do we feel like we're choosing? Some scientists and philosophers propose compatibilism. Even in a deterministic universe, free will and moral responsibility still make sense. Why? Because your decisions come from you, your character, your reasoning, your values, even if those are themselves shaped by physics. Think of it like this. A chess computer follows deterministic rules, but still makes decisions based on logic. Similarly, you follow physical laws, but your brain still evaluates, chooses, and learns. Every choice you make splits the universe. You don't choose what happens, but you choose which branch becomes your subjective reality. Your will is real. Not because you can prevent a branch from forming, but because you determine which version of you becomes your story. In this view, your choices are the lens that filters the multiverse into your lived timeline. After everything we've explored, relativity, quantum mechanics, the multiverse, and determinism, what's the final verdict? Does time actually exist, or is it a trick of our perception? From a physics perspective, time behaves more like space. In relativity, time is a dimension, just like width, height, and depth. Events don't happen so much as they are located in the four-dimensional block of spacetime. This removes the need for a flowing present. Instead, your conscious experience travels through this block, much like a flashlight scanning across a map. So maybe time doesn't pass, we do. But we still feel time moving forward. Why? This is where thermodynamics steps in. The second law of thermodynamics says that entropy, disorder, always increases in a closed system. You remember the past because entropy was lower then. You can't remember the future because it hasn't yet accumulated entropy. Entropy gives time direction. Without it, the universe would look like a jumbled soup of events with no before or after. In a sense, time is the price we pay for order becoming disorder. If time doesn't flow, why do we feel like it does? Neuroscience suggests our brain constructs the illusion of continuity. Memory creates a chain of cause and effect. Anticipation of the future and recall of the past gives rise to a mental timeline. This linear narrative may be an evolutionary adaptation, a way to survive and plan. What we call the present is just a cognitive snapshot, stitched into a movie by our minds. So physics tells us time may not move. Thermodynamics gives us a direction. Consciousness gives us the experience of passage. So, what is time, really? Time is not a river flowing from past to future. It is a dimension of existence, experienced differently by observers depending on motion, gravity, and quantum uncertainty. What we experience as the present is a construct built moment by our minds, conditioned by entropy and our biology. And yet, whether it flows or not, whether it's fundamental or emergent, whether the future is fixed or branching, we live inside time, we feel it, we remember, we imagine, we hope. So maybe the question isn't does time exist, but rather what kind of existence does it have? The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Albert Einstein. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support fuels my creativity and motivates me to keep exploring and creating more for you.